Ida for getting up and walking out of the diner when my boyfriend said that he forgot his credit card. I at 32 have been dating my boyfriend M36 for 9 months. He has 2 little children who love going out to eat. We go out once a week and each time he happens to forget his credit card to make a payment. I'd obviously end up paying since we had the kids with us. But honestly it left me broke this month and the month before. I just received my payment for my second job, part-time. We agreed to go out together with the kids, and I even sent him a text reminding him to not forget his credit card. He laughed it off. At the restaurant we had ordered dinner, and he let the kids order lots of new stuff on the menu, which was before we started eating. I mentioned his credit card just to make sure he didn't forget it. He looked at me shocked and then started searching his pockets for a while. He then looked at me in a sorry way and said, "Guess I forgot it in the other pair of jeans that I thought I was going to wear," then asked me to foot the bill just this time. The food was on the table, but I didn't even get a bit. I grabbed my stuff and got up. He freaked out asking where I was going. I told him I wouldn't be paying this time again and to enjoy his dinner with the kids. Then I walked out. He called me later and absolutely lost it on me. He said that he couldn't believe I'd walk and leave him and the kids in this situation. I said I wasn't going to pay for him and the kids' food every single time. It's unfair. He said he forgot, he yelled like that, and that I did not show sympathy for him and the kids, and he had to cancel and go home with the kids hungry since he couldn't pay right there and then. We got into an argument and he's been mad at me about it since then, saying things like how he needs to take a look at how I'm treating the kids specifically and how I was willing to let them go hungry with my selfishness. He has been manipulating you weekly for 9 months to pay for dinner for him and his kids. NTA, but take a look at your relationship as he is using you. NTA, he's using you, sweetheart. You're not his GF, you're a meal ticket. Curb him. I really have to ask if they have much of a relationship beyond this weekly meal, and if they do, what ways he somehow mooches off of her then too. Naya up. Hey. NTA. Your BF didn't forget his card. He left it on purpose. Once is an accident, twice is coincidence, 3 makes a pattern, 36 times means you're NTA, but you do need a reality check about this relationship. I mean, I have a friend who actually does lose his debit card constantly, but he just Venmos his share or actually does grab the bill next time. Right? If he had his phone to call up, she could have asked him to transfer the money then. Or paid up back after each earlier time. If someone was truly forgetful but always paid me back within a couple of days, I wouldn't worry too much about it. NTA. You know he didn't forget, he knows he didn't forget, and every single reader of this post knows he didn't forget. He didn't forget. NTA. This guy is a manipulative. Red flags left and right. Aita. You're my hero for walking out. Had you stayed he would have gaslighted you into paying. This is a situation he created. Aita for not taking a special request from my wife while cooking the family breakfast. Last weekend I, 36 meters, decided that I was going to make my family, wife 35 and kids 12F, 11F, 9 meters, a big breakfast spread as part of the lame, according to our oldest daughter, family time that we decided to have that day. The plan was to have breakfast together, watch a movie, have lunch, and play some games as a family before we release the kids from the clutches of the, again, lame family time. So anyway, I got up early, heated up the waffle iron and the huge stovetop skillet, and went to work making waffles, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, and hash browns. As I was finishing and the kids had plated up, my wife asked me to throw a couple of eggs over easy on for her. She's the only one in our family who can stand runny yolks, neither I nor the kids will touch them, but she really likes them. I just told her, nah, I'm finishing up already. If you really want a couple of eggs your way and want to make them yourself, go for it, but I'm done. She responded, you're already cooking. I'm in the mood for a couple of over easy eggs. Why can't you just throw them on for me? I refused and it turned into way more a quiet bickering argument than it should have. It's been on my mind since, and on the one hand I feel bad my wife just asked me for a small favor that wouldn't have been a big deal at all to fulfill. But on the other hand I had made plenty of food already. My wife likes scrambled eggs too just fine, and there was plenty of food for her to eat. Why did she need to go insisting on her special request? It was honestly a silly petty fight, but nonetheless I'm curious who people think was in the right. Edit. The top question asked if my wife and I routinely bicker this way. No, we don't. That's why this bothered me so much. Neither of us usually dig our heels in so much over something so minor, which is why I felt weird enough about this to ask strangers about it. Now, having said that, while there is some dissension, the prevailing opinion is that I was wrong. I accept that. I let the lazy mood I was in that morning take over when I should have just made my wife happy. But some people are making way too much out of this. My wife and I love each other and love our children, and everything is good. We have a good family. Stop wishing bad upon our marriage and family just because I got a little lazy one morning. I just wanted to know if I was in the wrong in this one situation, and apparently I was. I can accept that. Finally, people apparently took me saying that the cooking is 75/25 in favor of my wife to mean that I do almost nothing to contribute to the family. That whole 75/25 thing was a bit of an orphan statistic with no context. I have a full-time job while my wife works between 10 to 12 hours a week at home. Our division of labor is fair. But I do accept that I'm the asshole. I shouldn't have been lazy and should have just given my wife what she wanted. Info. Is your bickering why your kids don't like family time? Aita, but more in a sad way. It's a small thing that would have meant a lot, not the end of the world, but just one of those missed opportunities to give a tiny bit extra when asked. If you're honest with yourself, would she have done it for you if you asked? Considering by his own admission his wife does 75% of the cooking, I would say he was ta in a big way. If they ever wind up divorced, I wouldn't be surprised if that made her lists of reasons. Aita. Next time, make the eggs. Make the chili by Pam Berg. A good friend of mine unexpectedly lost her husband. A couple of months later we were going for a run together, chatting about nothing. She asked me what my dinner plans were. I told her my hubby wanted chili, but I didn't feel like stopping at the store. We ran on for a few more minutes when she quietly said, "Make the chili." It took me a few minutes to realize we were no longer talking about dinner. It was about going out of your way to do something for someone you love because at any moment, they could unexpectedly be taken from you. The next time someone you love wants you to go for a walk, watch some football or play a board game, just put your phone down and give them your undivided attention. Just do it. Make the chili. My husband died unexpectedly last year. One of the things that keeps popping up in my head at random moments is that I never got around to making him a pasta salad he'd been asking for. I wish I had done it one last time. I'm so sorry for your loss. Your response triggered for me the time my 6-year-old asked for a tuna fish sandwich after school one day. I was busy preparing dinner, so I told her to just grab something to snack on. She got very upset and ran to her room, under her sheets, and wouldn't talk to me. She died in a car accident a few months later, and the one thing I wish I did was make the damn sandwich. I can't even make tuna without getting teary-eyed. It's the little things that matter. Edit. Thank you everyone for the thoughts. I've read all your messages and I thank each and every one of you. Aita, for financially cutting off my daughter and giving her 1 month to be out of my house. Fake names for privacy. I am a mother to two. 21F, Zoe, and 17F, B. Their biological father was a narcissist and would demean Zoe and B. It took years of court battles, but my husband Tim and I finally got full custody when Zoe was 16. Zoe had been in therapy since my initial divorce. Zoe has always had a tendency to be demanding and cruel to others. I myself have gone to therapy and taken parenting classes to help Zoe. I've read books and tried every resource available. A big help was having Zoe channel those emotions into positive outlets, such as kickboxing. Zoe used to enjoy therapy, but called it a waste of time and chose to stop going when she turned 18. Zoe now refuses to find positive outlets for her emotions. Zoe weaponizes her experiences with her biological father and feels they give her the right to mistreat others. She lives at home rent-free, while Tim and I pay for her education $56,000 plus yearly, car, phone, and all other expenses. Zoe refuses to help around the house. Asking Zoe to do any small chore, refilling our dog's bowl, turns into Zoe screaming and swearing while I have to de-escalate. Zoe believes she is entitled to our money and curses at us because we are saving money for B's education as well, instead of giving it all to Zoe so she can have fun money. Tim and I left the house last Sunday for a doctor's appointment. I learned Monday from B that Zoe had gone on a rant about how I was a selfish bitch since I asked her to put a frozen meal in the oven because Tim was feeling tired and he would need food ready as soon as we got home. Tim is a cancer survivor. He completed chemotherapy at the beginning of the year. He is still weak sick often, yet has continued to work from home to help support us. Zoe told B that Tim is a fucking grown-ass man. Why can't he make his own damn food instead of me doing everything because he's fucking useless? Hearing Zoe say that about the man who supported and nurtured her and was a father to her when her biological father didn't care to was my breaking point. When Zoe came home, I explained her car is still in her name and her last year of college has been paid already. I told her that she had a month to move out in the year's end to find her own insurance. We will pay for nothing anymore. Tim and I will no longer be treated as ATMs and burdens while providing everything for her. If she wants to act like she's an adult who knows everything, then we will treat her as one and let her support herself. Zoe will likely be staying with her grandparents. My sister is unable to house Zoe due to her lease agreement, but she has told me I am the worst person she has ever met because you never turn your back on family, and I know Zoe's childhood with her biological father will always have changed her. But Zoe's trauma doesn't give her the right to mistreat others, especially the people who have helped and supported her more than anyone. Aita. You tried therapy, classes, you financed her schooling. The only last-ditch effort you might have made would to have been to warn her she was on her last legs here. If the worst thing that happens is that she has to live with her grandparents, you're definitely NTA. NTA. She too, to paraphrase her, is a fucking grown-ass woman and has been a legal adult for 3 years. You're giving her a full month notice and she has a soft landing spot with her grandparents. Not to mention college already paid. I hope this is a wake-up call for her about how to treat others. She may have some trauma to deal with, but as she grows up she'll realize almost everyone has their own shit to deal with, and it doesn't give you an excuse to treat people poorly. How convenient for your sister that she can't take in this abusive young adult who is holding your household emotionally hostage. You've done more than enough. Good luck until she's gone. NTA.